All right, yo. Peace, 13 love. 13 loves, 13 respect. All right, we're gonna get right to this. I'm gonna do the Matrix trilogy thing I said I was gonna do for you guys. I'm gonna continue it, so we're gonna go to Matrix Reloaded. Okay, so like I said last time, Neo gets entrance and gets access to the universe through the kiss from Trinity. He comes to one, and you notice he goes back into at the end of the movie goes back into the telephone box, and telephone booth, and he calls and he speaks directly to the Matrix system, and he tells them basically, I know who you are now. I know what you want, and da 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 da. And I'm gonna show them what you don't want them to see. Hangs up the phone. A big dramatic music comes on. Yeah, that shit come on. That shit dope. Sorry. I love that movie. Venture he leaves, he takes off, and he flies. And so they don't really talk about that, but you gotta realize like they were in the Matrix, and a lot of people, um, when he flew from and he left from that booth like that, imagine how many people actually saw him do that. You know what kind of awakening he caused by doing that? Like, imagine if you was just outside right now, you just saw somebody just take off right in front of you and just start flying. G, you'd be like, holy shit. You wouldn't be scared because it's like a person. You would be like, but you'd be like, what the fuck? And after all the excitement, you would be like, damn, how the fuck he do that? You know what I'm saying? Me personally, I'll be like, how the fuck he do that? Because I want to know, because I'm different. So I'll see that and I'll be like, damn, I know you can do that. How the fuck you do that? I know we could do that. How the fuck you do that? That's me though, because I'm a teenager with attitude, you know what I'm saying? So another story though. But anyway, um, yeah, man. So Matrix Reloaded comes in. Neo ends up being like trapped. He gets caught by the Frenchman and some bullshit like that. So Morpheus and Trinity has to go get him out. So clearly he's not the one, because if he was the one, he wouldn't have got fucking caught. So because he got caught. Wait, was that the second one or the third one? Hold on, let me think. Anyway, it doesn't matter. Listen, so throughout the second one and shit, they're looking for the key maker, right? They get the whole thing. They get the key maker, trying to find the key maker, right? That was the third one I was talking about. The second one starts off, they're looking for the key maker because all right, this is important. So in the beginning, it happens. More Neo has a vision of seeing Trinity die, right? And so what is this symbolizing? This is symbolizing what I was talking about before, like when he became the one, it was just really just him accepting it. So now the energy was allowed to flow through him, but he still hadn't fully he accepted it on just in wholeness. Like he just accepted it, like accepting who you are. Like sometimes you just gotta look in the mirror. Like if you have all these talents and these things like that, and you feel like you're less than, but everything around you say that you're more. Some people have problems with accepting the things that they're good at, and some even the things that they're bad at. You know what I'm saying? So the acceptance activated a certain amount of energy, which I'll say like is his first enlightenment, his first, oh, you know what I'm saying? So that was his first whole thing like that. So, um, second movie, he's just evolving. He's just evolving more and more. So you see him now. He's so in tune with the Matrix now that he starts to see the Matrix while he sleeps. Now, the ironic thing about that is that, me myself, when I personally got back into nature, and I would start meditating, the more I got back into nature, the more I was seeing nature in my meditation. Like, I will see trees, I will see birds. Like, anybody who's someone who's a meditation practitioner who, takes meditation very seriously, I'm talking about, like, almost like, I just you imagine different things. Meditation it's just a tool for a number of different things. It's actually I ain't gonna talk about that. Anyway, as I keep telling y'all need to meditate, bro. Y'all need to meditate, G. Y'all need to meditate. So I ain't gonna go into all that. So you seen the gold come. Then you know it was coming from the heart on what meditation do. But that was an honest answer. I start seeing. So that's the ironic thing. So seeing the Matrix, while he's dreaming, is showing you his connection with the actual Matrix system itself. Now you gotta remember, Matrix is. I ain't gonna tell you that part yet. I'm gonna tell it at the on the third one, man. Like how nature is just so awesome and some crazy shit. But listen, so this is him now having to go through the stages in the second movie of mentally accepting it, like really, kind of grasping that the Matrix is not just the simulation created by the computers or the AIs, but it's actually the entire universe, because that's what they're trying to show y'all, man. I mean, this shit would be like right in front of you. Like, I know I just pointed it out for you, so now that I just pointed it out for you, when you go see it, you're gonna be like, hell no, that is what they're telling me. They pointed out, it's right there, but like I said, they do everything in plain sight, so you gotta kind of have the eyes to see and the ears to hear, or the ears to see and the eyes to hear, because frequencies and vibrations. But anyway, so yeah, so he's going through this throughout the movie. Everything throughout these trilogies is just his trials and his tests to really make him that full one, to really understand and overstand him being as a Christ figure, how he really would serve humanity, fallen humanity, how he would really serve them and be able to be that beacon for them to push forward. Because even then, this is what's going to be so interesting, G, because how many motherfucking children are gonna, I feel like in the next movie they come out with, like how many children they could possibly have be like Neo, like have his abilities and stuff like that. Because anyway, that's my own thought. I think I'll be anyway. So yeah, he's going through that, and he finds the key maker, and he reaches the Archon, which they call the architect, which is Archon. Anyway, so the Archon is telling him, like, he's basically trying to convince him that there's nothing he can do, that Zion's going to be destroyed, and Trinity's going to die, and all this. He's trying to convince him all of this shit, and he's like, only thing that you can do, I'll give you this way to go save Zion, or you can go that way and try to save Trinity, and Zion's going to fall. Basically make him these two strong-ass polarities, but the universe don't work like that, so it's never, nothing's ever really set in stone, because we're always moving, baby. Tai Chi like. But that's why I think sitting still and being still is two totally different things. I look so awesome, bro. Like, how much I imagine myself looking like this. Like having like the little guns and, slim, and I had the thought, and I made it a reality. This is my first step, my first stage of coming and showing you motherfuckers some shit you ain't never seen before. Anyway, let me go stop counting. Damn, so where was I at? He goes to meet the architect. Obviously, we know Neo makes the decision that he goes to try to save Trinity. And in the process of doing that, you see him activating a level of energy and connection with the Matrix that you've never seen before, with him flying, and actually how he was like breaking the sound barriers. You know what I'm saying? Before, he never had no... And see, that's the thing too. Like, him, when he reached that level of being the one, he reached a level of not having any more obstacles. So there was no point of him growing. You see what I'm saying? He became stagnant, because if I can always just beat the niggas in the Matrix, then it's boring. That's why, like, he was fighting the new agents. He like, oh, upgrades. Okay, let's get it going. You know what I'm saying? So life is like that. Life does things, it puts things in your way so that it can get you to keep moving forward, because you never really want to be stagnant, because we're always moving. You don't want to be stagnant, you want to be still. You don't want to be stagnant in a storm. You want to be still in the eye of the storm. So that was the whole thing with the Matrix Reloaded 2. It was basically an enlightenment of his mental mind, because then you see him, and he actually puts his hand within Trinity to remove the bullet, showing himself, because you got to remember, think about it, this man has been in this system since he was a child. I don't give a fuck how much abilities you have to do. there is a mental wheel, a mental barrier that you have to break. It's the same way out here. I don't care how much information you know. You have to observe, absorb, and really decipher this information so that you can convince yourself, so that you can prove to yourself that this is true, that you are real, that you are who you say you are, that you know what you say you know. You have to do this. Because no one outside of you is going to give it to you. I don't care how many great jobs and handshakes and hugs and all the shit you get. I don't care. It's not going to make you feel better. If you don't really feel good. Because, you know, some people ain't suffering with depression, but that's a big thing that's going on right now. And I know with the energy changes that's happening, I can see that taking place more right now because people don't know how to handle this energy. There was a time and a place where we can just be good people and eat meat and smoke and drink and party and fuck whoever we want. And, you know, as long as we had a good heart, there was a time and place that we could do that. But we've been doing that for a long time because not only have you done that in your lifetime, meaning my generation from the 90s, you've done that in the 80s, the 70s, the 60s, the 50s. You see what I'm saying? We've been doing it for a long time. That shit is played out. And that's how nature is looking at it. It's being played the fuck out, yo. I'm just being honest with you, bro. Don't hate the message, bro. Just letting you know. I'm finna get up off of here, man, off this thing, because, you know, I feel like I gave enough. The whole Matrix movie is about stages of enlightenment, from the physical to the mental. You could think of the first one as his physical, accepting it around him, accepting his reality as being fake. The second one was the mental state, him fully accepting that there is no separation from this world and the real world, just like Morpheus told him before. And in the third one, where he actually truly ascended, he left this place. But did he leave? Did he leave? Because they coming out with a Matrix 4. Something to make you think. 13 love, 13 wisdom, 13 knowledge, 13 respect. Rise up, fly high, stay true like the nines, royal obey. Son of big, I'm a mama, that's the roots. Snake eyes, snake kings, you know I don't play.